Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. Today we have the Idaho Press. We have the multimedia executive, DeAnna Ruehl, with us. DeAnna is really involved with the community as an ambassador for the chamber, volunteers for several nonprofits serving various roles in her community. Also, she's the current president of her homeowners association. I'm going to bring DeAnna on stage right now. Hi, DeAnna.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for carving out some time with me. You and I have been working together with the chamber for the past, gosh, it's been 2 years?
2 years now, yes.
Okay, and these episodes are great ways of sharing our member stories, products and services. So now we get to talk about you a little bit, DeAnna, and how long you've been with Idaho Press, and let's talk about the origin story and some other cool stuff. So let's start with you, DeAnna. Tell us a little bit about your background and history of work that led you to being part of a publisher.
Well, it's kind of a long journey, it seems like. I feel like I've had about 3 phases of my life. So here I am in my 3rd phase. I would say what really led me to this role I have currently is it really encompasses everything that's important to me and what's important on how I can give back to my community. So my history, I started out in banking. That was my previous career. Loved it, loved all the relationship building that happened in banking. And then took a leave from that. And for the last few years, I've been more on the entrepreneurial side. So I've had a couple of my own businesses. I still have a side business that I do. But I've been with Idaho Press now for just over 2 years, learning a lot about just the ever-changing landscape of how businesses really promote themselves and brand themselves. And it's not a cookie cutter approach to the way businesses gain clients, brand. It is very customized. And that's what is the best part of my job, is I get to really customize a campaign for clients on what is going to hit their immediate need, and then also look down the road of what's that big picture going to look like for them as a business. So it's been great. I've been involved. I've joined the ambassador team shortly after I joined Idaho Press because I really wanted it to line up with business and community, and Boise Chamber hits all that. So I encourage anyone listening that if you aren't a member, that you really should connect with us and see what you think about this partnership that we have with our community.
So DeAnna, what I'm hearing from you is you found a really good landing spot and a great platform to fill your e-tank, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's dive a little bit deeper into your role as a multimedia account executive. What types of conversations are you having with your clients? You mentioned that it's not a cookie cutter. I get that 100%. But give us an example of how you help and aid your clients.
So really, what we try to do is really get to their pain point, I would say, is really the starting point of the conversation. Why do you need us? Why do you need me to step in and be a partner with your business? So is it you're brand new and you need brand awareness, or is it you've been in this valley for 20 plus years and you still need to reach the new people that we see moving in on a consistent basis into this market? So really, I love to hear more about their why and what got them into their business. What's their biggest challenge? Because that's where hopefully I can come in and ease up some of that daily stress. I consider myself a partner with their business. I'm just partnering with them. I'm just a piece of the 100 other things they're doing in a day.
I love it, Deanna. You hit the nail right on the head with new businesses looking to raise awareness about their product service. And then I love it. The businesses that have been here a while still need to let the new residents understand what they do. I think that's great.
Yes.
And continue that, right? Okay, let's talk about the origin story of Idaho Press for a minute because it's pretty cool.
It's
Uh,
a history.
it's a history. Just share with me and the listeners and educate us on the origin story of Idaho Press.
So I did a little research on this too because I hadn't really read the full story, and I didn't really realize how long that it was actually started out. Took some notes. It was known as the Caldwell Tribune, and it was Idaho's second oldest active newspaper in Idaho. So it started as Caldwell Tribune, and then it became the Idaho Press Tribune. And so throughout that longevity, it really served more of that Canyon County area. So it was just a smaller reach. And then in the research I did, it looked like back in about 2018 is when they did the name change. So they just took it to Idaho Press. They took off the Tribune. And so what that did was that enabled us to reach and be viewed as a larger player in the market. We were now really a Treasure Valley newspaper, and we were able to reach into that Boise market, and that's where the real growth has come, because now we are viewed. We've actually got a bigger readership in Ada County now than we do in Canyon County. So there's a nice big reach, and which serves our clients not only with the newspaper, the print product, but with our reach on our website.
Digital, physical paper. What does that cadence look like? And you mentioned readership. Let's talk a little bit about that and both forms.
So we like to look at readership. There's typically more than one person in the household that is going to actually physically read that paper. So it may be going to one home, but there may be 3 or 4 people in the home that would read that paper. And, we feel very fortunate, even as we are all moving more digitally, and we get a lot of our news on our phones and on our tablets. There still is a place for print. We still see that here in our area. We print 6 days a week. So the only day we don't print is Sunday. We've gone to a weekend paper. So you get your paper on Saturday now, with the weekend edition. So it's really, really, what I see with print is it's not that fast news. It's more of those local stories, those kind of more heartfelt stories that you could wait to read, that it's not breaking news anymore. You're not waiting for the horse-drawn carriage to drop the news. We get our news so fast now that's the power of digital. But we do still have a large demographic that they love getting that paper. It is a ritual to physically hold a paper. So we love that we can still put this out 6 days a week, and we continue to bring new subscribers on. Paper again, print it's slowing down. I don't like the word dying, because I think there's always going to be room for some print products.
Absolutely.
People like to hold and touch things. So, but there is a big draw on digital now, and our website proves that with over, million views a month on our website. We see, not just our local readers, but the people looking in on what's going on here. And why would maybe they would move here, make a decision, or they like to know what's going on in Boise.
I'm on your website right now, and the news piece, you cover so many different things. Eye on Boise, the 2C Scoop, biz and dev. That's what I like looking at. Agriculture, politics, government, national, state, and world news. I love you. You've got it all. And then what I like to look at too is you have sports listed with colleges, sport, high school, and then I know that the Boise Hawks love the coverage. So thanks for focusing on the Hawks and the Steelheads. I think that's really cool. And then another thing I saw on your website was the subscriber savings. Are you familiar with that? Tell me a little bit about that.
That is where the subscriber can bundle it if they want. So if they want to go more to that digital side, we've got a lot of options for our readers now. So I encourage anybody who maybe dropped their subscription or are looking at other ways to get our news is to call in or go onto the website and get more information, because we never want to turn anybody away. I mean, we really want to make this available to the masses out there. We don't want to hold back on anything. The digital side of it is, very reasonably priced for the value that you're getting.
Yeah, I love looking at that. There's a lot of just benefits to being a reader and a subscriber. What I would like for you to share next is all the different news and how you bring it to the community. As far as, I don't know if people know that Idaho Press owns the Boise Weekly, the CUNA Melba News, the Meridian Press. Share a little bit about that.
So back in 2018, when they took the Tribune off, that is when they acquired Boise Weekly. So Adams Publishing Group is our overall umbrella. And so they had an opportunity to take on Boise Weekly as well. So we have that. That is a weekly paper. So it comes out every Thursday. It's a free paper that you can find all over downtown Boise. You can stop in at our location down there at where Knitting Factory is. We're kind of in that solid liquid knitting factory area. So that's on Thursdays. And then we've got some exciting things coming with Boise Weekly. We've got some great new changes. We're going to be coming to market looking a little bit different. So be on the lookout for that. We have the Emmett Messenger, which that serves the Emmett community. And so that comes out on Wednesdays. And then we combine the Meridian CUNA. We combined that probably over a year ago now. So it's the Meridian CUNA Press, and that publishes every Friday. And that's another free publication as well. So we reach different pockets of our community. I would say it kind of overall is Idaho Press, but if you have specific, say the Meridian area, that 83642 zip code is still the fastest growing zip code in our part of the Treasure Valley that we're seeing. But we're also seeing, some big growth out obviously in CUNA and in Emmett. You see where we're kind of sprawling out that way. So there's lots of different ways that our readers can participate in their local news, their hometown news.
So a business looking to advertise through your publications can really hit all or be really strategic in their messaging. Yes.
And some advertisers, they'll publish in all of the publications, and then combine it with a digital aspect as well. We always like to do a combination of things when we go to market, because as we know, people get their information all different ways now. So we want to be sure that we're not just relying on one product to try to meet the needs of a fast-paced decision-making, consumer out there.
I watch cycling. That's my favorite sport to watch. And while the World Cup's going on in Europe and all the different spring classic races, I can't look at social media before
Right.
I watch it, because it'll just show me who the winner is. I'm like, I don't want to know yet.
That's it. It's coming at us so fast. We hardly can stop it, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, DeAnna. Let's talk a little bit about the Boise Weekly just for a moment, because I think you have your best of right through there.
Yes.
Okay. I moved to Boise in 91, and Boise Weekly was a thing then. Every
Yes.
cafe you went into, every restaurant had the weekly, and that's where you got your news. Tell us the evolution where Boise Weekly is now. I'm sure it's still in all the cafes and all the restaurants, but tell us a little bit about Best of Boise and the kind of the newness of Boise Weekly.
So when you look back on kind of that history, you know, pre-COVID, post-COVID is always this reference now. So pre-COVID, Boise Weekly was just rolling along because it's all about arts, entertainment, what's happening in our art community, what's happening in politics, it's more of our alternative hit, right? So then COVID hits. Well, as we all know, nobody was going to do it. We couldn't go do anything. So it really kind of killed that whole entity. I mean, it was plugging away, but it lost the momentum because what were we going to go do? People weren't out looking at it each week. So I was not in the industry during that time. But the stories I hear, you know, it was really tough. It was really tough on that paper because we rely solely on what's happening.
Right.
And when nothing's happening, then nothing's happening. So now we are back. I mean, I feel like, you know, it's been, now that we're really back in the thralls, you know, probably I would say even for the last year, I would really say we don't even need to talk about COVID anymore. But what does that look like? We've been talking a lot about it is how do we refresh this? Because people love Boise Weekly. People look forward to it. And we want people to be searching for this publication each week, either the physical copy or enhance our online presence as well. So that's what the vision is, you know, as we move into the latter part, you know, the rest of out of this year, is to really bring that focus back to what's happening. And it's really exciting. We have a young gal working with us now. Her name is Kate, and she is on the street. Like, she is young and she is energetic, and you're going to be seeing her everywhere. You know, she's going to be talking about where the best place is, best happy hour, best, you know, meatballs, best, you know, wine bar. I mean, whatever it might be, we are going to be back, and we're going to be the resource for what is the best place to be seen or be out and about in the Treasure Valley. So it's really exciting, and it really partners well with, as we go into today, kicks off our Best of Boise voting round. So if you visit boiseweekly.com, and we could even share the link later, you can go directly to the ballot and vote for your favorites in each category. And so what happens is we went through our nomination round back in March, and so it was a write-in process. So the consumer, they went in and they put the name on the ballot of who they thought their best breakfast in town, breakfast place was. So we tally all the nominations. Then as we go into the voting round, we've narrowed it down to the top 5 in every category. So now that their names are on the ballot, these top 5 in every category, and I believe we have about 700 participants, businesses participating this year. Yeah, it's exciting. So you go on, you can vote one time per email address. So it's not one time per day, it's one time per email address. So it's a very true vote. This is not somebody just stacking the ballot box. This is really authentic, and it really showcases Boise's best. And then, so this is going to go on for about 3 weeks. So be sure you go on and vote for your favorites. Then what we're going to do is in July 23rd, we hold our Best of Boise Gala. And that's where we recognize the winner and 2 finalists in each category. And the last couple of years, we've had about 500 participants come to the event. So it's a big party. It's all of the Boise businesses coming together. They get to meet each other. They get to socialize and really celebrate all of their hard work. Because I can tell you, the businesses I work with, they are all out there. They work really hard in their small businesses. They love what they do, but it's very hard work. And so I love that we get to recognize them and really showcase the best of the best. And then on July 24th, our Best of Boise publication will come out, and all of our readers can see who the winner and finalists are. You'll be able to see it online. We'll post pictures from the event. So it leads up to a very exciting night to where we can really, really showcase our community.
Recognition well-deserved. I'm on the Boise Weekly website, and looks like I can go right in here and vote for your favorite nominees. And it's May 1st through May 23rd.
Yes.
I think it's the voting. So today kicks it off.
Today kicks it off. So it's a perfect day for me to go live with you. It was perfect.
Okay.
We couldn't have planned it better.
Okay. We talked about all the different papers, the digital piece. How do we connect with you, DeAnna, for businesses that want to advertise with you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me pretty much, I think LinkedIn is probably the best way to reach me. Okay. You can also call into the Idaho Press and they can hook you up with me as well. But I really love partnering with our community, and I really enjoy seeing businesses succeed and being part of their success. So that's what I love.
Yes, and you do such a good job of it. Thanks for supporting the businesses in the community, DeAnna. I think we covered everything. Is there anything else you'd like to educate us on while we have you?
No, I encourage everybody to get out and vote, because the more the merrier. Our clients they're already texting me today. How's it going? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Give it a day. Let's give it a day.
That's awesome. Well, you're building the hype, and you got some great publications. Congratulations to you and your team for, like you said, the Caldwell Tribune back in, I think before like
1883.
1883. Wow.
I think they were delivering papers by horse carriage then, weren't they?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. All right, DeAnna. Hey, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy that spring weather out there. Thanks again for your membership and your stewardship towards the ambassador program.
Thank you very much. I love being part of it.